Hi, this is Emily Zlanian with TV Insider, and I'm here with Fear the Walking Dead's Lennie James and Alycia Debnam-Carey, here to talk about season 6, which is finally coming up. We have a premiere date. It is going to be October 11th. It's really, really exciting that we finally get to see the season because we've had to wait a little bit longer than usual. Now,
Yes.
Lennie, I wanted to start with you because season 5 was not so kind to Morgan at the end. He's been shot in the chest, and now we know from all these trailers that there is a mysterious gentleman who is hunting him, and the red eye situation that might be coming up. It just seems like there's a whole lot of trouble for Morgan right now. What can you say about what's coming for him?
I can say that there's a whole lot of trouble coming for Morgan, really. I mean, what you see is what you're about to get, really. There is I think he's a really cool character that they're introducing who's coming after what is left of Morgan. And we'll have to wait and see if there's much left after those two particular people come into contact with each other or come across each other, if indeed they do. But it's what can I say? It is.
They really put you in a hard position this year.
Really is. It is. It ain't easy. Let me say that is that for whatever time he has left, it ain't going to be easy.
Yeah, I can definitely see that much. If I'll put an if, so I'm not putting too much stress on you. If Morgan lives, do you think that he would take his advice in the Just Live speech that he delivered at the end of last season?
That's a really interesting question. I think it's a slightly double-edged sword or axe, depending on where you are. I think it's a piece of advice that he will do his best to take, but it won't necessarily be for his own benefit.
Okay.
I mean, I think the people that he's said that to are the people that he wants it to be true for.
Right. Well, and Alicia is also not doing so great. She's been in prison.
She's never doing so great. Like, that's
no one's really
poor girl.
Season 5 is just rough for everyone but like Virginia.
With everyone.
Yeah, the only person having a good day is Virginia.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But she's basically imprisoned with Strand on the compound. We don't know much about it, but what is her new normal look like for her, and how is she adjusting?
I feel like, if anything, for her to be imprisoned with Strand is actually a bit of a silver lining. Strand is the person that's been in her world the longest out of everyone here. She's knows exactly the kind of person Strand is, which is at the bottom of it, kind of a con man. So he's going to do whatever is in his power to try and manipulate and work his way through the ranks to attempt to find a way out of the situation. And I think at this point, at the end of season 5, Alicia did try and let other people in again, or at least try and see the potential beauty in circumstances, and whether that's just, even trying to release some of the burden that I think she carries, and allows other people to maybe carry a bit of that for her, is enough sort of then to give her a sense of camaraderie. And I think with someone like Strand with her, it actually could be a potential for there to be so hard. Potential for there to be, a different way of living than they currently are.
That's good. That's great. And are we going to get to see any happiness for Alicia this season? I want so many good things for her, and they just never seem to have.
Well that you say that. Honestly, same. Like, I just feel like she's being just given such a hard lot, and And I'm always, you know, happiness for Alicia, it doesn't necessarily mean that everything's going to be like, you know, like falling in love and like rainbows and like, you know, flowers. Like it's, I think for her, just any sort of like stability or true companionship and something that she's so used to having to hold her own all the time and used to having to like, so used to like cut, like just putting all these walls up. So for her, any kind of like coaxing her out of that shell, I think would be great for her. And finding a sense of, I don't know, groundedness and confidence in actually who she is, and like knowing that she's got all the tools to survive and that she like has learned so much more than people maybe think she has or is given her credit for. I don't know. I want her to be able to stand her own and like for people to give her credit for that.
Yeah, definitely. Now, this season, for the first time, most of these characters are completely isolated from each other. And we're also kind of shifting towards a more anthology type series vibe, which is super cool. But it also just seems so much darker this season. Is this season like monumentally darker than previous seasons? It just seems like everyone's got just danger everywhere.
I think maybe because there's a lens. What was so great about filming in an anthology style was that we can hone in on specific characters or like, you know, limited characters in a space, which means that everything is heightened. So the fear, the darkness, the inner thoughts, the relationships that they're involved in, it's under a bit more of a microscope, and I think that captures then the darkness a little bit more sharply, maybe. Yeah. But that's what I really liked for sure about this season, is that because, you know, we are filming it in chunks instead of like more of a conventional structure, it did give us the opportunity to focus on one or two characters at a time and really get into the nitty-gritty of things.
I think one of the things that's slightly on the downside of that is that we were very rarely together as a whole. And that we kind of, you know, and because where we film, because we film in Austin, if you weren't filming, then a lot of people weren't there. So, which actually helped on one level, because the feeling of longing for each other's company and trying to find each other was kind of real. I suppose on the other side of that, the upside of it is we got some fantastic guest actors this season.
Yeah.
Some fantastic actors who kind of came in to create the world that we're going into, or that we've been imprisoned in, or we've been locked down in, or we've been sent to Virginia's different worlds. We've had to inhabit those, and we've had to build them up and identify them. We've got some fantastic actors coming in, certainly in the first 8 that we've shot, to kind of populate those worlds.
Awesome. Now, Lennie, I also wanted to congratulate you because you're directing for the first time this season.
I'm a triple threat.
Yeah. I'm so happy to actually be on set when you directed, which feels like an entire lifetime ago.
Oh my God, you were there. Yeah.
I was.
That's right.
You were, yeah.
Like ages ago. It was only like February, but it was like, feels like
that
it was
feels
a whole
like
lifetime. It was a whole lifetime ago.
Absolutely. But when you were there, I mean, we talked a lot about this, and I don't want to tease anything about the episode too much, but it's a good one. How was the experience of just making the transition behind the camera for you? What was most exciting about that?
The most exciting thing about it ultimately was the moments when I felt like I knew what I was doing. The moments when I felt like I was truly in charge, the moments when I felt like I was putting forward my vision, and the bits that surprised me with, because to a certain extent, working with the actors, I had some sense of having some kind of confidence in doing that, And I was very lucky because Coleman and Alicia were my main two actors in my episode, and they were uber generous and took me very seriously. So it was a joy. But kind of realizing the picture and the camera and moving that and deciding on the look, realizing that I had some kind of vocabulary in that direction was a real big surprise. And other than that, it was just constant firsts. And it's amazing how just stepping behind the camera, how differently you see the set and how differently you see people that you've been working with for years, and just how differently time moves. It was an amazing experience, and I'm really glad that I got to do it with this bunch of people because they were incredibly generous.
Awesome. Well,
we loved having you direct.
Thank you.
Well, I can't wait for fans to see. I can't wait to see it either. Season 6 of Fear the Walking Dead. It is going to come out Sunday, October 11th, 9/8 Central on AMC. So
my birthday.
Oh,
that's amazing!
Fun.
I thought it was a little birthday present to me, but apparently they're sharing it with the world. So okay.
But with a dedication to you, maybe.
With a dedication to me, yes.
Thank you guys for hopping on with me.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.